Hi everyone, thanks for joining me today. We're looking out east over Sheridan Lake, and we're going to go from Sheridan Lake to another lake close by called Fawn Lake. And they're both really popular lakes and good fishing, good camping, that sort of thing. They both have at least one resort on them. Resort camping, cabins, that sort of thing over at Fawn Lake. And this one, Sheridan Lake, I think has 3 resorts on it with camping. But you can see it's about 18 minutes from here. We're at lake access called Lake Access number 7. There's a number of them around Sheridan Lake, so it's kind of nice. You don't have to take your boat and cross the lake or whatever. You can just go drive around to another access and launch or something. But that's kind of nice. And this is one of my favorite kind of spots here to get onto the lake. So we came in from Interlakes Market. We came into Sheridan Lake here, and we're just going to backtrack along here. Same road that we were on before. This is Larson Road. And we're going to follow it right back to the highway. We're going to go back to Highway 24. That's the main highway that goes between Little Fort, BC and 100 Mile House. And that's referred to by a few different names. Highway 24, Interlakes Highway. It's also Little Fort Highway, and it's referred to as the fishing highway because there's so many lakes off of it that are really good fishing. So along here to the left is there's a couple other lake accesses. Some of them look like driveways, but they're because they're kind of small. But the lake is about maybe 100 feet to the left here. And just south of here, like we're kind of pointing south right now. If you were to continue on a couple miles, that's where had a forest fire that really hit this area bad. I think 2 years ago now. I was gonna say last year, but no, I think it was 2 years ago. And I think it started somewhere around Cache Creek, which is the junction of Highway 1 and Highway 97 that heads north. So that's I've done a couple videos in that area, but it started just north of there and burned a lot of timber and a bunch of houses, and yeah, it was a pretty bad year. There's quite a number of people that live here on Sheridan Lake year-round, but I'd say it was only about 30% of the homes are probably year-round residents. But there's a lot of places here, so there's still quite a number of people. Yeah, and you don't probably want to do that. You'll get a ticket and if they catch you doing this, because this is still a road, but at least they're trying to be responsible. But yeah, it's still a paved road, and it's still a kind of a no-go thing with the RCMP. I lived up in the area, and you hear about people getting caught doing that all the time. I always like this little spot here. It's kind of neat. Opens up. used to come down this road, head to Sheridan Lake in the fall, and all these leaves are changing. It looks kind of neat through here. And fall comes early, so you know, September, October, it's kind of pushing it sometimes. October you might even have snow. Bit of a bumpy patch there. So this is Highway 24. If you go to the right, maybe just 5 minutes down the road is the Interlakes Market, the Interlakes area. Gas station, pub, restaurants, hardware store. We're going to go to the left here, obviously, so we're heading west just for a little bit. If you continue on, the next little community would be Lone Butte, and just beyond that would be 100 Mile House. Maybe about another 20 minutes or so. 100 Mile House from there, something like that. We're going to make a right here. This is Fawn Creek Road. So all these cattle guards are to keep the cattle off the highway, but you get them in your yard and stuff like that if you live around here. So it's up to you to put a gate up or a cattle guard in your driveway. Kind of funny, but yeah, it's a thing. Gonna be making another right here. And this is actually Fawn Lake Road now. And as you can see, a dirt road. A lot of the roads are like that. You'll get the main one will be paved, and the ones just come off of it will be dirt like this, but they're usually pretty good. This lake we're going to, Fawn Lake, it kind of has a history of being a really good lake for fishing and stuff like that. And that kind of goes back to the 50s, 60s, 70s. Even into the 80s it was pretty good, but it's not really been that great the last, I would say, the last 15 or so years. You'll catch fish there, but it's yeah, nothing of any kind of size. You might get 1-2 pounds, that sort of thing. There's a lot of books and articles that are written about Fawn Lake, and they might give you the opinion that it's yeah, a trophy lake. It hasn't been like that for a lot of years. Too many people fishing, and they stocked it with too many fish, so it just forces them all to get small. But it's still a nice lake to go to. There's like I say, there's a resort on it with I think cabins, and I think they do camping. It's super popular. It's usually one of the busier lakes around here. But yeah, it's worth going to, I suppose. But it's not in my top 10, that's for sure, for if you like fishing. Most of these lakes are pretty famous for the fishing because there's so many food sources and that for the fish in the lakes that they all have leeches in them. A lot of them have shrimp. Actually, probably all have freshwater shrimp in them. And the insect hatches are, and I don't mean mosquitoes, just regular insects that don't bite. Dragonflies, damselflies, that sort of thing. There's just really prolific hatches, so the fish usually get pretty well fed. So we're on Fawn Lake. They don't have a number on this one, but it's just called Fawn Lake Access, this road. There's another road that looks like it goes to the lake, just a little further down that Fawn Lake road, but it doesn't. It just there's a line of trees and stuff there, private property that you can't get through. So yeah, busy little place. You can see people launching right there, and there's a bunch of boat trailers, that sort of thing around here. So just to the right there is the resort, and I think to the left are some of their cabins. So I think this is where we'll end it today, end the video. And thanks for joining me. If you like this kind of thing, consider subscribing. We're going to do a few more lakes in this general area before we head out in a couple days. And yeah, pretty good spots. There's lots of great places to go here. But anyway, thanks again. I'll catch you on the next one.